Greetings, Sidekicks. This is Captain Comic, and welcome back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Now, where we last left off, we stopped Hela and Loki's plot to take over Asgard, and now we are going to talk to Odin about what's going on the Nova Corps homeworld, I believe, and we will start the final chapter and start facing off against the Black Order. Oh, here we go. Yep. But the Black Order are actually a fairly recent creation. Like, they only started appearing in like 2010 or 11 as Thanos' henchmen. But I actually really like them. Like, this is one of the few occasions where like a new character fits perfectly into the existing universe. Like, it fits really well. Also, I really like they're using the comic book Nova Corps. Because the thing about the Nova Corps in the movies is they basically made them a glorified police force. Like, they're supposed to be alien, and yet they wear, like, just bulletproof vests, use pistols and all that. Whereas, originally, the Nova Corps were basically knockoff Green Lanterns, except they had helmets instead of rings. And those helmets gave them the ability to fly super fast, shoot energy blasts, and, like, all this stuff. And but they were basically the Green Lantern Corps, even down to Richard Rider, the original Nova, I know, unfortunate name, being basically having the same personality and kind of appearance as Hal Jordan, which was actually pretty cool, except for he was a teenager at the time. Sam Alexander, on the other hand, I cannot stand. Like, Sam Alexander is a pain in the butt. Like, he's annoying, he's kind of whiny at points. Like, I just don't like him. And also, his suit kind of lacks the cool yellow of the usual Nova Corps suit. But Cosmo the Space Dog, also pretty recent creation. You'd think he's an old one with how weird he is, but he's not. So he's pretty recent. He was introduced, I believe, in that Sam Alexander Nova series. Oh, jeez, that stuff's not good. That stuff is not good. I maybe should have equipped that Rainbow Isolate, actually, because I can just unequip it if I don't want it later. Another thing I like about this is Iso 8 does not, like, bind to you. I hate it when, like, games do the whole it binds when equipped thing. Because then, like, the whole point of it is the whole great thing about being able to equip gear and stuff is that you're able to, oh, I like the Russian accent. Cosmo is a cosmonaut dog. But anyway, I hate it when it binds stuff, because the whole point of, like, the whole great thing about having, like, equipable equipment and costumes and stuff is that you can experiment with, like, how you want your character set up. So you can, like, test out your gear and say, oh, no, that doesn't work great for this, but if I use this with this, it works better, and all that. I think it really would be nice of them to add a gear system to this as well. Like, I would like to be able to, like, because in the original games, in the original game, I should say, because they dropped it in the second one, in the first game, you could, every villain dropped their own, like, specific piece of gear. So, like, Mysterio would drop his hologram projector. The Scorpion would somehow drop his tail. It was never fully explained how that works. But, just stuff like that, and it was really cool. The greatest thing was, I did not know this when I first played it, but when you beat Loki, he drops this thing called Loki's Gift, and so you'd assume, this is towards the end of the games, you'd assume, oh, that's a really good item, I should equip that. But, the funny thing about Loki's Gift is, if you actually go into the menu and, like, read before equipping, you'll notice that it says it actually reduces the damage you do and increases the damage you take. So you basically just weaken your character massively and he will die. Which I think is great. Like, that's a really clever thing to do. And, like, it fits Loki's character and everything. Also, I did actually kind of prefer that game's version of Loki, because he was less of this kind of, like, ambiguously good guy, so much as just selfish, evil, bit of a jerk. And, but he had a great character design, because the cutscenes in that game, they spent a lot of time on them, you can tell, because they are, like, they are almost photorealistic, which is impressive for, the time period, because this was in 2006. This game is from 2019, and it's less realistic looking, though granted it is on the Nintendo Switch. So, like, it disappointed me at first when I saw the trailers for this, and it wasn't realistic like that, but now that I've played it for a while, I'm like, Yeah, you know what? I get that, because there's so much going on the screen that, like, having realistic character models and stuff would actually probably make it more difficult to see where you are. But yeah, that's my sense about this. Well, this is actually Knowhere as well. This is not the Nova Corps homeworld, which is Xandar, by the way. And Xandar, this is another Green Lantern reference. Xandar is what provides the power to the Nova Corps' helmets. So it's essentially the Green Lantern's central power battery, but except it's a planet instead. So it's kind of like Mogo as well from Green Lantern. Lots of references to that sort of thing. Is there anything over here? No? Okay. So we're going to keep going. And we're going to play as Cap for a bit. Man, Cosmo is just speeding ahead. That's not, someone pointed out, the AI is a little stupid in this game, but I still think it's a lot better than the, I still think it's a lot better than the original game, because in the original game, like, there's an escort mission with Dum Dum Dugan, the mustached bowler hat wearing SHIELD agent who still hasn't appeared in the MCU for reasons I cannot fathom. Basically you had to defend him. You had to, oh yeah, that's probably an Infinity Stone. But you had to escort him through the Omega base, which was made up for the game, and it's a SHIELD base on tank treads. And the thing about him is he has very low health, and he doesn't do much damage. So you'd think they'd program him to just kind of stand behind you and like do what, and like he'll just follow you and wait. But instead, what happens is he is the first one to run into battle, and like he'll run right into a boss fight with the Crimson Dynamo, and the Crimson Dynamo just starts curb stomping him. So you have to kill the Dynamo quickly, or you'll just be, oh hey, we're fighting the Black Order for once. Or Dugan will just die instantly, and you have to restart the level from that checkpoint. And it's just so bad. Oh, here we go. This guy kind of reminds me. This guy kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, like an evil pastor or something. He's got like that calm, may peace be with you kind of voice to him, which I suppose is the idea. Well, I mean, look at his outfit. Like, he is the space pope. And I was just talking about, they have the Universal Church of Truth, which they are very heavily involved with Gamora and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and their whole shtick is that they are basically the space church, and they believe in the Magus, who is the evil future version of Adam Warlock, and basically want him to destroy the Earth so that, like, it will be pure. Well, not just the Earth, the universe, so that it will be pure. And I read about them, and so, like, for one, their leader actually, like, dresses like the Pope, like, has a, like, well, they're minions, I should say, like, dress like popes and like cardinals and stuff, and are even called cardinals. And their main method of transportation is a spaceship that is essentially a flying church with weapons, and it's powered by something called the belief generator, which, get this, converts actual, like, belief into working energy. And some of them are even equipped with, like, a belief generator, I believe, implanted in them, or they're just holding it, and it converts their belief into pure energy. So they can, like, create Green Lantern constructs as long as they believe, which is pretty cool. But, like, it is again kind of like Green Lantern, except for instead of willpower, you got belief. And it's a very interesting concept, but their whole thing is basically they want to purify the universe by destroying everything in sight, and they are actually kind of like intrinsic to Gamora's origin, because they are the ones who wiped out her race for not converting. So, you know, kind of like the space Spanish Inquisition, that they're like, we'll give you one chance to convert, and if you don't convert, we're gonna murder you. And that's what they did. They murdered every one of them. And so when Gamora was taken in by Thanos, he's like, look, I'll train you, and then you can go get revenge on the church and kill them. But he eventually started, like, using her more as his personal assassin. So once she realized that, she went, you know what, screw it, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to go hunt down the church myself. And so that leads to her first appearance in, I believe, the 70s, in Adam Warlock, where Adam Warlock is investigating the Church of Truth for their crimes, because they've been going around claiming, like, they're the good guys and that they will save people from, like, I don't know, whatever, because they're really just trying to kill everyone. And he runs into Gamora, and she's been killing all these people, and he's like, look, maybe we can find another way. And she's like, no, we're not going to find another way. These people have committed genocide before, and they will do so again. And so that's her first meeting, and Adam Warlock is the one who convinces her, hey, you were trained to be an assassin, yes, but you do not have to be an assassin. So he kind of, like, he did that whole thing that the Guardians did in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where they're convinced her to be a hero, because it was just Adam Warlock, and, like, they were kind of a thing, they were kind of considered in a relationship, but Adam Warlock was always kind of like, yeah, no, we can't be in a relationship, I've got too much important stuff to do.
I'm right back to where I started.
Yep, yes you are. But yeah, this is the end game of this whole thing. So, yeah, we're gonna have to fight Thane, from what I understand. From what I understand, he's being, like, mind-controlled or something, and he will also have, the Infinity Stones. So we're gonna have to fight someone with all the Infinity Stones twice, which, boy, oh boy, that's not good. I think this is going really well, though. That over-leveling I did in, the Dark Dimension really paid off, because now I'm, like, consistently at least 3 levels above, what I'm supposed to be. Though I will, just to be on the safe side, I will use an XP cube, I think, because that just seems smart. Just get as much power as I can. How much do I need for this? No, I need 15 for that. Okay, but let's just keep on trekking. Oh, yep, there's a Supergiant. I'm really disappointed she got cut from Endgame and Infinity War, because she's she's an intrinsic part of the Black Order. Like, she's one of the original founding 5, and she has a really cool power set. Like, she's kind of a telepathic vampire. Like, she feeds on, like, mental anguish, so she, like, she manipulates all these people. She manipulates people into, like, experiencing horrible negative emotions and stuff, and then feeds on them and drains them dry until they are basically just husks, and then they die. And it's great. They did a neat thing. I don't normally like the Silex getting involved, but I normally don't like the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. It's been going for like 3 seasons, and it's just kind of trying to copy the movies a bit too much. But basically, what they had instead was she was Star-Lord's ex-girlfriend, and so whenever she makes an appearance, she's kind of like always making these subtle hints, like, "Hey, you're an a-hole," or this or that, or just whatever, or getting jealous because she still likes him, and it's great because, like, they did give, I will give it to them, they gave her some personality, which is, like, it's a rare thing these days in Marvel cartoons when they have, like, a standout personality. That show's getting rebooted, from what I understand, because it's the last remaining show that doesn't follow the standard Marvel animation style, and its 3rd season ended on kind of like a universe-changing thing, where it's like, oh, all this stuff happened. They did the same thing in Avengers Assemble. They did this big finale for the 4th season. This big finale for the 4th season, where Loki kind of tried to rewrite reality using the World Tree, and they used that excuse to reboot the next season. So next season, like, everyone looks different, the relationships are a bit different, and it's like, you know what, that's clever, I like that. And the new style, like, it does actually work. Like, there's still no shading on it, but like, it's a very smooth and clean and crisp, and like the backgrounds are a lot better, and it's just generally a better experience to watch. Really interesting to see what they do with the reboot, because they changed all the costumes for that reboot to be a bit more comic accurate, and so I would love to see them give the Guardians like their classic outfits with like the like kind of like the buttoned up soldiers jackets and the cool helmets and stuff, because that was really neat actually. Like and Rocket Raccoon just looked adorable in that outfit, because it's like you've dressed up a pet as like a little like British soldier or whatever. And he did used to have a British accent as well in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I believe. Nolan North voiced him. He voiced him again in this, but he's kind of trying to do the Brooklyn accent from the movies. And basically he talked in kind of a British accent the whole time. He's wearing this cute little suit, and it's just like, oh my god, this is the cutest thing I think I've ever seen. But like he's also just really foul-mouthed. Like he's like, what one of his taunts from that game, which I love, is my idea of a coonskin cap is me chewing on your head, and it's hilarious. God, these things explode. Boy, oh boy, I'm not doing hot. We will win though. Also, here's something interesting. I find it interesting that just in that last Wakanda chapter, we're like, oh yeah, no, we can't fight him. But now we're like, oh yeah, no, we can easily kick their asses. What are you talking about? Like, it just seems weird that they build them up to be this big a threat, and then we're just fighting them like any normal boss. I mean, I guess they had to do that at some point. Boy, voice crack there. But still, it's weird. I feel like I'm sorry if I'm like talking like a mile a minute, but I'm just really trying to focus on this boss fight. Because like I've got 4 minutes before I have to end this episode, and I would really like to finish this. Oh right, I'm supposed to see what I mean though? Like it's, imagine if this was all like realistically shaded and stuff. Like I'm already having a hard time remembering where Cap is. So imagine that, but oh, it reverses my controls? Damn. Imagine trying to do that when I've got like all this shading and everything's super realistic and grim and gritty looking, and I will say, like, it was a very grim and gritty looking game, that first Ultimate Alliance game. But it was easy to find your way around because like the levels were a lot more linear than this. So I actually, again, I think this was probably for the best, this comic book cell shaded decision. So I do love cell shading. Like it's so great looking. I love how also they're just giving us the stones one by one and leaving. It's like, okay, you're supposed to, like Pokemon cards, gotta catch them all. Yeah, the Infinity Stones. I really hope the Infinity Stones don't play a role if we get another game, because like we've seen them enough really at this point. Like everyone wants them, we get it, but they really shouldn't be this easy to obtain. So like I feel like they need to maybe even not use MacGuffin next time. Just have like, oh, this guy has an evil plan, he's got a team of villains, and he's gonna take us out. Like that. That would be nice. Let's see. We are just approaching another boss fight, and I don't think we can finish it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save, and then we're gonna maybe get some ability upgrades, and maybe some lab upgrades as well. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Team level 42. You got no, he's got 11. Okay, hang on. So like that. 11, 11, 11. Can we upgrade anyone? I don't think we can. Let's see. Nope. So let's try the lab then and see what we got. I don't actually know what gives me enhancement points. I think it's each time a single character levels up, but I'm not positive on that. Man, I really need some more points to get like these lower ones. Boy. Yeah, but I think it's every time I level up a character. So, because I heard someone say, the one thing they're disappointed in is that you can actually upgrade the entire tree. So there's no like real strategy to like, oh, should I get this one? Should I get that one? But I like being able to unlock everything. Like if you were limited and you had to only pick a few things from the tree, I would actually be kind of pissed, because I'm one of those people who likes to complete everything, and it just frustrates me. But Aside from that, this has been Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. If you liked it, click like. If you didn't, click dislike. And if you want more, click subscribe and ring the bell. This is Captain Comic, signing off.